Hey, welcome back to We Be Kids. Popped up to the forest today to tell you a story. A few days ago we did a resource about fire. And we chopped wood using an axe and a fixed blade knife, and we made a fire in our garden and made s'mores. Check out that resource if you like. But I've come up to tell you a story today about fire. And this story is called Fox and Fire. And it's from a time when the forest was filled with many creatures. Fox and deer and rabbit and woodpecker and bear and wolf. But it was also home to the elements as well. Water, air and fire. Now all the creatures and the elements lived pretty happily together. But there was one element that everybody else was afraid of, and that element was the fire. And fire had been banished off to the deepest, darkest corners of the forest. For people were afraid of fire, and they knew that he had the power to destroy them and destroy the forest. So people kept clear. Now one day, two of the forest creatures were busy playing a game together. This was Fox and Rabbit, and Fox and Rabbit loved nothing more than to play hide and seek tig with each other. And they were running around, and Fox would chase Rabbit and Rabbit would chase Fox. And at this point in the game, Fox was chasing Rabbit, and Rabbit had hidden behind a tree, and Fox was coming after it. And as Rabbit made a dash for it, Fox pounced and landed on Rabbit's tail. And Rabbit shot off, and at the fox's feet were Rabbit's tail. And that's why rabbits only have small little fluffy tails. Anyway, Rabbit was really angry. He came back and he shouted and he was really cross at Fox. He said, "How dare you rip my tail from my back?" And Fox said, "I'm really sorry, it was an accident." But Rabbit shot off. When he was gone, Rabbit started to think of a plan. He wanted revenge on Fox. And he thought long and hard, and then he had an idea. He thought what he could do was tell Fox that he'd been out in the forest and he'd seen fire. And Fire had asked Rabbit to tell Fox to go and see him at his house. Rabbit then knew that Fox would end up in big trouble, and that would be his revenge for pulling off his tail. So the next day, Rabbit was hopping through the woods when he bumped into his friend Fox. He said, "Hi, Fox." Fox said, "Hi, Rabbit." Rabbit said, "I'm so glad that I've bumped into you, because I was out walking in the depth of the forest this morning and I saw fire." And Fire said, "Will you send Fox down, for I have a gift for him?" So here I am, telling you, Fox, that you must go and see Fire as quickly as possible. Now Fox thought this was unusual, because nobody really went to see Fire at all. But he trusted his friend Rabbit, and he trotted off down into the deepest depths of the forest. And when he got down there, as he was getting closer and closer to Fire's house, he began to get warmer and warmer. He began to get sweatier and sweatier, and he could see the light growing brighter and brighter as he approached. And Fire happened to be looking out of his window, and he spotted Fox approaching. He thought, how unusual, I never see any of the forest creatures down here. So he went outside to welcome him. And Fox came closer, and Fire said, "Fox, it is so nice to see you. Won't you come into my house, for I can make us warm food and warm drinks?" So Fox agreed, and he went inside, and Fire turned out to be the most wonderful host. He made Fox a nice big bowl of hot soup. He washed it down with a big mug of hot chocolate, and then they cozied up together in the warmth as Fire read Fox stories. They had the most wonderful night, so wonderful that Fox forgot about the time, and he was just dropping off and he's startled. He said, "Fire, I must get back to my den. I have to go." So Fire said, of course, let me show you to the door." And Fire walked Fox out to the door. And Fox turned round, and to show his gratitude to Fire for being such a great host, he reached his arms open and he gave Fire a big hug. But whilst he was hugging Fire, he smelt something. An unusual smell. The smell of burning fur. "Ah!" said Fox. He looked down and his paws were on fire. He shot away from Fire's house. He ran through the woods until he came to a stream, and there he jumped into the stream until his paws went out. And once his paws had cooled, he stepped out of the stream and he looked up at them. And they had turned from rusty red to pitch black. And ever since that day, every fox that was born with black paws, as a reminder to us that fire can be really, really, really helpful. It can give us warm food, and warm drink, and light and heat, and it gives the perfect setting for a story. But if we don't treat fire with respect and we are not careful with it, then we can get burnt. So a good little story there with a nice little meaning from fox to fire and how the fox got his black paws. Hope you enjoyed that story. See you again next time. Bye.